We started a little bit, the contractual issues.
Procurement.
All the applications are usually maintained by some contractor.
Right.
And therefore you have to plan when you want to move an application to a cloud, especially if the contractor is supposed to take care of that movement, or you have a migration agent that is moving that for you. The question is liability at that some point in time, of who is liable for any changes that are with a new application in the cloud. And then it also goes down to budgeting. Since the budgeting process...
Money always figures in
it always does, because, you know, how do you budget for this? That's always been a question. Do you budget, you know, our PROM process says you budget out. Well, it's very difficult for them to budget out because they have no idea how much it's going to cost them to run in a cloud now. They can assume it's going to be the same, but since there's also lots of fixed costs that we already absorb at the Air Force, basically where they're sitting,
Right.
it's very difficult for them to determine how much it's going to be, and that's
good
been a
point.
problem
I thought
all
that.
along.
And I'm sure service level agreements and things like that are all different in cloud than they were traditionally.
Everyone, and one of the other problems is also security. Is how do you get an ATO fast enough, authority to operate? One of the problems that you have is that you're depending upon an RMF process where you have to have overlays for each of the particular components that you have. I mean, Scott mentioned some of those already, that you have an overlay for those particular RMF controls that are resolved by the hardware. But you have to have overlays for the cloud environment per se. You have to have overlays for each of the tools that you have associated with it, and somehow you have to do this quickly. And that's been one of the problems, is how fast can you actually do this? And then you also have to have a securities provider that's going to watch what's going on.
Sure, excellent. Excellent points.